Okay, this video is a technical video on ice chaining. Ice is a preposition in Greek, which means usually translated toward, into, often has the meaning of because or with reference to. It has an innate concept of destination. The object of the preposition is a destination. Now, a destination can be physical or mental, an idea, a conclusion, that kind of thing. The reason I have to make this is to set up what's going to be a later video on why Romans 10:10 is mistranslated. People erroneously think that you have to say aloud that you believe in Christ to be saved based on a mistranslation in Romans 10:10, which is chaining multiple use of the ice preposition. So what I'm doing in this video to set up for that is I've selected all of the I was trying to get all the double uses of ice in the Bible. Unfortunately, I can't do that kind of search in BibleWorks, so this is going to end up being a selective video showing you how ice chaining works. In other words, in Romans 10:9 and 10, you have two ice prepositions. They are showing something going into and something coming out of. So that Romans 10:10 should be saying you confess with your mouth because you are saved, as a result of being saved. Because your first ice was in Romans 10:9, saying that you believed in Christ resulting in salvation. Okay, that's the inside. Now the second ice is talking about what comes on the outside, which is why Paul talks about mouth in Romans 10:10. You have salvation on the inside because you believed, Romans 10:9, and you get salvation on the outside. You express that salvation with your mouth by saying that you believe. Okay, you got that? That's what Romans 10:10 is really saying. You're expressing it because you're saved. Now, my pastor covered that in exegesis in the Romans series. So if you want to, you can, just order it from rbtheme.org. But, since people think, well, you're just aping your pastor then. No, I know how to read it myself. That's what a pastor does. He teaches you how to read Bible for yourself. Just like you go to school in order to learn something for yourself, but you have to have a teacher to teach you how to do that. And then you can prove it for yourself. Well, that's what we're going to do here. The problem we're going to have with this video, as you can see in the right-hand side of the screen, I've selected in the New Testament as my database all the verses that have ice in them, and there's 1,594 of them. Now, the thing is that not all verses that have ice, which is highlighted there, E-I-S, not all the verses that have ice are actually ice. Some of them are heis, because I can't get that out of the search. And not all of them are really relevant because they're not double uses, double or multiple uses of the preposition. Double or multiple uses of the preposition have a different meaning, like a bullet list, versus just one use of the preposition in a verse. So I'm going to have to skip down. And, if you can't read Greek, don't worry about it. Just look at the yellow highlighting. You'll notice that in Matthew 2:1 that's not relevant because it's only appearing once. Same problem with Matthew 2:8. The preposition is only there once. Let me get rid of the lexicon so you can see each verse in translation. There's Matthew 2:1, Matthew 2:8, not relevant. Matthew 2:11, also not relevant because the preposition is only used once. 6:13, not relevant. 6:26. 6:26 has two. Okay? Here we go. There's our first appearance of the ice preposition in the New Testament, as we have it in our order, that shows it twice. Okay. Now, this first part, let me pull up the lexicon so you can see it, because that way you're not just depending on what Brainout says this word means. Okay? Here's your word, Pt10h. All right? And it's looking at, but again, the destination of your vision is, all right? And then the destination of your vision is, all right? I'm just letting you look at the lexicon. It's the granary. Okay? So in both of those cases, you're looking at a physical object. So you don't have, it's chained there, but it's chained in that it's a repetition. You can see the bullet meaning. That's look at this, next item on the list. All right? And we'll come back to, okay, so that's just an example of the chaining, but it's not the chaining that we're looking at in Romans 10:10. Okay, Matthew 6:30 is not relevant. 6:34 is not relevant. 8:23. Okay, here's another issue. We'll open it up a little. You see two ices here. Okay, Eiston peran, Eistin choran. All right, but again, you're talking about the destination. All right, that's really important to understand this destination idea. It's in or into, but it's into in the sense of destination. But again, they're physical places. It's not the same usage as in Romans 10:10. But you'll see that it's chained, and you'll see that it's operating kind of like a bullet list. It's physical use, but still, it's helpful. Okay, Matthew 8:31, not relevant. 8:32, 8:32. 8:32 is another double use. All right. They came out and went into the swine. Okay, and then they go from the swine into the sea. Thalassa means sea. I should show that. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting that you guys don't necessarily know the Greek. Okay, see? There you go. That's the swine. Hoirus. That's the accusative plural. Thalassan. Thalassa means sea, as you can see in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Okay. That's kind of clever. They go from the swine to the sea instead of going into the water of the word. Anyway, that's a gratuitous comment. Let's keep going. Matthew 8:33 not relevant. 8:34 not relevant. Matthew 9:1. We have our double again. Okay, you see he goes over into the boat. That's list 1, the first step, and then the second step he goes into his own city. Now, what I'm trying to get across by showing these, they're not strictly the same kind of structure that you see in Romans 10:9 and 10. But what you are seeing even now is it's going into destination 1 and therefore destination 2. Destination 2 is a result of destination 1. That, in that sense, Romans 10:9 and 10 is relevant, because Romans 10:9, you believe into righteousness, with the result that you're in righteousness. That's 2 Corinthians 5:21. And then the next destination, as a result of being saved, is that you say you are. That's Romans 10:10.